Alright, welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 408. Now, I actually watched the episodes last night. I did not get a chance to view it just now. So, we are here discussing the final two episodes of Kyoryuger. Yes, the very next review for this one will be the 100 Years Later movie. So, in these two episodes, this is like the end of the series with these last two episodes. We're basically have parts 3 and 4 of the Endgame arc. So in the case of the first episode, Counterattack, the Greatest Final Brave, that's the name of the episode. This one, sadly, we see the end of about 3 characters in like one episode. Supposedly, the other one comes back next episode. So Daiga has been being a servant to Alfred, the guy who's the embodiment of hatred. So basically, in order to stop the boss from unleashing his cloak of darkness across the planet, which will destroy it, basically the Kyoryugers basically go to break into the Frozen Castle. And of course, basically, by the way, in this episode, so Rama's and Tessie basically go down to Daba's Hell to basically eliminate the Land of Darkness. But you're thinking, wait a minute, aren't they the Spirit Rangers? They are, except they picked successors. In the case of Ramus, he picked Nelson's sister, Yoko, as the new Kiro scion, and Tussin picked his descendant, the one who's the manga artist, who basically morphs, and also King's father is accepted as a member of the team, as replacement for Torin, a man he murdered, but he had a good reason why. Basically, it was a way to get the whole Daba's Hell thing, as I think they expected. So the two go down there, and they help basically eliminate the monsters when we work at the surface. So basically, Yoko, the mangaka, the current Violet Ranger, and King's father stay behind while the other 6 Rangers go deal with basically Frozen Castle. On the way there, they're stopped by Daigon and Alfred. So Uchi stays behind to deal with 2 of them. And of course, they get to winnow down. Then next point, basically, you have Soji and Ian taking some grunts, and Nelson basically taking some grunts too. So it's just King and Amy break into Frozen Castle. So they break in, but not to the strategy just yet. And I'm seeing deja vu of Live Man here with this, because, well, Amy eventually shoved after the Frozen Castle gets launched into frickin' space. Yes, into space. Which, yes, they kind of adapt this loosely for the finale of Super Time Charts, except if all of them being destroyed, they'll get reformed. So, eventually the grunts, basically the Now-san, Soji, and Ian are eventually destroyed. And the Air Force Spirit Rangers, the current ones, the 3 Spirit Rangers, along with King's dad, proceed to eliminate the other grunts. And, of course, eliminate Chaos. Yes, Chaos is killed, but he's basically back, basically in the hell in order to, Torin finally eliminates him, finally, along with Land of Darkness itself. So Amy is saved by the Pachazord. So King proceeds to walk into the strategy room that's been used by the villains of the entire series. Now, I always love seeing this, where you have a ranger break into the strategy room. Now, if you're curious, did this happen with Go Busters? I would say kind of. Yes, I say kind of this happened. Toward the finale, though, was kind of weird with the fact that maybe no one got killed before the end of the series. You think, okay. Did this happen with Kyoryuger? Oh, yes. Yes, they did. except it was 2 Rangers, not the 6 of them. You think, okay, how about Ghost Agents? Did they break into their villains' bases? Let's see. I would say in the case of the last one they did, but the other ones, no. By the way, Second Faction had technical base. They had a cave. You think, okay, how about Shark Ranger? Nope, never did. They never went on the ship, which I found interesting. Kyoryuger, yes, they did. They did break into the villain's base the end of the season, which I always love seeing that. All right. What was the previous one? I think it was. I think it was Bokendra. I think it was. No. What was before that? Before Bokendra. Let's see. Before. Let's see if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was. Trying to think. Before Kyoryuger, it was Kyoryuger. Did that one have the range break villain's base and go to the strategy room? Yep. Okay. Bokendra. Trying to think here. I don't think so. No. They never did. There was never a definitive base for it. I would say the only one that technically did have villain base was the Ninja Group. You think, okay, what about their predecessor group, which is, let's see, who was before Bokendra? I think it was Magiranger. Yes. Did Magiranger break into the villain strategy room? Yes. Both of them did. Both areas, basically, the villains used. Okay. Decorating was impossible because there was no villain base. Even though I had one for SPD, but that was made for the show. You think, okay, how about Ranger? Yes, they did. Though it's more like Asuka basically broke the base. But I do count it. You think, okay, what about Hurricane Ranger? Oh, yes. Yes, they did. Gal Ranger. Mostly what the Mentor did. And someone helped them. Time Ranger. Nope. Never did for that one. You're thinking, okay, how about, let me think here. How about Gogo 5? Yep. Ginga Man. Surprisingly, no. Mega Ranger. And this, of course, the Hayseer series I've seen. Mega Ranger, no. All Ranger, kind of. Their second base they did. Kaka Ranger, I would say yes. They did for Kaka Ranger. Die Ranger, oh yes. Basically, the main base that one, then jump into a low range that one. Zoo Ranger, oh yes. A scene that was never shown in Power Rangers. Okay. Jetman. They did bring it to the base, but not into the villain strategy room. How about Turbo Ranger? Actually, before that was 5-man. I'd say 5-man, kind of yes. Turbo Ranger, I'd say, I'm thinking was a kind of a yes. Live band, yes, definitely. So I would say of all the Heisei series, the ones I just named, the only ones they never had the Rangers break into the villain space, much less their strategy. I always love seeing this. The ones I can think of, they never did this first one. So far, have been Jetman. I would say Giga Man, Time Ranger. The ones that actually had villain bases, because Deca Ranger didn't have one. I would say Bokendra, Shurikenger. Let's see. I would say, yeah, Congo Station, one of the bases they did it for. I think that was it. I'd say about 5 of the series I've watched where, from the Heisei era, where they never had the heroes break into the villain's base in the finale. Well, at least toward the finale. In Showa, they did it in pretty much every single series except for Dynaman. That was the only one they never did it for. I thought that was kind of weird that one never did it for. So eventually, of course, basically have King fighting the boss. And of course, and by the way, they couldn't morph before they go because basically of the dark melody. But they can still use their chargers, no problem. But they just can't morph. So eventually, thanks to him, he's able to morph. And he does mention in the conversation, oh yeah, basically he's doing it for his creator. So, yeah, it's revealed that the boss basically may be the leader of this group, but he's not the person they're basically fighting. There's someone else basically they need to fight, a creator. Which is a very interesting basically line here with the whole thing with the creator. And eventually he's killed, the boss, and the ship basically the frozen palace gets destroyed. But lucky enough, basically King is saved by the Volsors, and everyone thinks he's gone. By the way, in the finale, Gentle makes a return to the series for these last 2 episodes, and then after this, he's not seen again until another series. I'm talking to the future, but he will return. Don't worry about that. Soldier's parents, no, they never return after basically that episode 43. They basically disappear the franchise. So, everyone, now basically, like, yeah, King Rose deeply cares about Amy. Possibly hint these two may have a thing for each other, but who knows? So eventually they all reunite. And also, they suggest basically before the battle starts that King and Amy go get a strawberry parfait together. So, kind of in a way, Amy is asking King on a date. And everyone's very happy the fact this happened. I'm not sure how basically Amy's parents feel about the fact she's a guy who's not rich. I know King, here's the weird thing. Of all the people in the show, Sanji is basically a student. Though there's no mention of basically what his employment is. Amy is a waitress. Though that was done basically because she learned basically the way of the world, according to the way her parents. And apparently her parents want her to be the perfect princess, despite the fact that she's a tomboy and she can do whatever the heck she wants. Now Sun actually has a regular job. Basically, he does basically temp jobs. And even though he's a treasure hunter, he technically doesn't have any employment right now. So I'm not sure how he forwards basically to take these random women on dates. Uchi, not sure what he does basically when he's not doing range duties. But everyone else basically a pretty good idea for them. But overall, really good here. I thought the Endgame arc was really good. I'd say it's definitely drastically different than what Dino Charge did, which basically their ending was basically, let's basically create an alternate timeline where the dinosaurs never died. This one, that didn't happen. Nope. That ending for Dino Charge was a complete man for the show. And believe it or not, that's actually the first time that the ending does not correspond with the ending of the Sentai since Mega Range, because generally put, a lot of them tend to correspond basically a little bit with the finale of the shows. As first as Mega Range didn't happen. But final thoughts on Kyoryuger. An excellent Sentai. Yeah, I never thought anything that said something was bad. Yeah, I still had to review the Kyoryuger 100 Years of the movie, but overall, it was a damn good series. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed also the Sun movie as well. That was really good. One thing I was really appreciative of when I basically watched the series was watching that team movie. I was basically so happy to see people back in that movie. Yes, I've seen the movie a couple times prior to that, but it's a damn good movie. The only problem is the CGI. Yeah, that's the only problem I have with it was with that one. But not much else to say about this series. But if you're a fan of basically Dino Charge, I would definitely recommend Kyoryuger. Because, by the way, I almost forgot to mention, when they have Torin, Ramirez, before they were battle starting. So, It showed ahead of time that Yoko got basically a morpher to become Kara Scion, because basically you see it where the Paramontos are basically breaking into her home, and then of course basically you have Romulus basically beating the crap out of him with his bare hands. And you have her just shoot him up. I'm surprised she have a line like, "How dare you break into my home?" Yeah. But overall, fun. I had to bring that up because always people are like, wait, why did I bring up the whole thing with Yoko? But just a fun series. I have heard some negative things about King where people thought he was a bit annoying. I didn't really think so. He wasn't really the whole lucky thing. That's up. I heard a couple people have a problem with him doing that. But King definitely was enjoyable. And I thought it was really different the fact that they didn't show all the Rangers who they were at the start. We had the course of an arc basically to establish that. I never thought any episode was bad. Well, I'm trying to think here. I didn't think any episode was bad. Everything was fine. I think all the villains were interesting. I do like the fact that, by the way, Canandra, she actually churns the good side. She gave basically away thanks to basically when her fellow knight was killed. So she and Lakira basically became good guys, and she also helped a little girl look for her parents in the aftermath of the Devil's attack. Yeah, and basically Lakira gave her a lollipop. I'm like, that's nice. Oh, and don't worry, she'll be back. She will be back for several different series. Excuse me. Now, here is a little something you may not know. Not many people know this about Kyoryuger. It was a Sentai dub for Downcharge. True it was. And the fact is, movies, okay, we do know that. But did you know that there's a sequel made in South Korea called Power Rangers Dino Brave? And we'll be discussing in the future, because that looks very interesting. It's only 12 episodes. I'm not going to do that next. No, basically next is King Audrey. I've already decided already. But fun series for Kyoryuger. I love the series. Just check it out. You would love it. It is fantastic. Yep. So yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do the dislike button. Well, let's hope tomorrow I can do more than one video, because I do have a comic code. I'm not going to do it in time because it's almost midnight. So I'll see you all tomorrow.